Oh, welcome to Larry's Topics. Today I'm going to talk about something that I strongly believe in, and millions of other people believe in, even with the skeptics out there. I was watching this show and on YouTube just a moment ago, and the guy, he even admitted to being a skeptic, don't believe in it, was sitting there tearing apart this show that's on TV because he doesn't believe it, and he calls it simple justification of editing and that, none of it being real. But the hosts and the creators of the show themselves, and I'll say the show's name, I'm not getting any credit for it, I'm just saying, is Ghost Adventures. They have spent, God, was it 20 years or so now? Maybe less. I know it's been a while. Building their reputation as being actual paranormal investigators. And they take and they review their footages and audio recordings and that, and they rank if it can be explained naturally, they call it debunked. You know, it was this that did this, or this, it was that. If there's a sound and it turns out, oh, one of us made it, they scratch the sound, it was one of us. And they mark it on the audios, so if anyone else goes over, it says, no, they log it that it was this person doing this. Well, they've done it so many times. They even did a few episodes of live stuff for Halloween specials, and all those times they did it, they called people out on their bullcrap. One guy, he had electrofield device, records the energy in the area, fluctuation in that. They called him out on it when he threw it down the hallway. They caught it on video. They watched his hand whip it down the hallway, and they played it over and over so we, the people, could see it. They didn't do it that day because it was live, but the following week they went on national television, well, on their show, at the beginning of their show, and they called him out on it. And they confronted him about it and recorded confronting him. And he said, no, something pulled it out of my hand. And they said, no, we see you throw it down the hallway. The guy argued that it was pulled out of his hand. And they said, no, you threw it. Guy didn't want to argue with him and that. And they left it as is. They do stuff to try to prove something wrong. Being, natural, something that can be easily explained, blah, blah, blah. And the stuff that can't be explained, they leave it as the unexplained or paranormal. And they are credited for doing this time and time again. And what's funny is the guy brought up something without using rational thought. Right? Let's say you live next door to an old lady. All of a sudden, the old lady passes away. Other people eventually move into her house. Her place ain't haunted. Nothing paranormal happens. And people wonder, well, and he points it out, why is it older places? Why ain't it newer places where somebody died? Well, most of those places that are haunted, the reason they're old and are usually old abandoned houses, old abandoned hospitals, asylums, schools, theaters, whatnot, what have you, is the older the building or the area is, the higher the chances of there being deaths. You go to an area, there ain't many deaths in that area, you're not going to have much of a paranormal experience. But the higher the energy is from the number of deaths, or the higher the number of deaths, the more energy you'll have, and the higher chances of there being paranormal. People say, well, does it have to be the building? No, it don't have to be the building. You could tear down a place that has a bunch of haunted activity, tear it down, remove every inch of it from the area, and rebuild a new building. And that new building could have a haunting. Just because people have died there and the activity is happening in the older building doesn't necessarily mean it's the building that's haunted. It's the area. They stick to that area. You know, it's like you got a fresh wound, you tear off a Band-Aid, you clean the area out, put some medicine on it and put a new Band-Aid on. Doesn't automatically mean the wound's gone. It's still there. You know? Basically same principle. Just a lot of these places that are haunted, nobody wants to rebuild where these places are because, I don't know, it's not a sound investment, or its location's too far off, or there's always a reason. You know, it's usually financial. Where they'll say, hey, it's going to be cheaper to tear this building down or just and put this here. It's more profitable if we tear this building and this location down because there's more people there, and we put something new there, we can attract more people, make more money. But if it's more further out, away from civilization, nobody's going to care, and they're just going to say, let it rot. Is there any money to be made there? No. Is there anything we could put there that would bring people in? No, it's too out far, and there's no reason to put anything there. That's why so many areas have ghost towns and that. The reason for profit's gone. There's no reason for civilization or progress in that area. It's gone. The purpose for making the money is gone. So the buildings wind up just sitting there and succumbing to time. And the environment slowly breaking it down. And that's, but it's those old buildings that are abandoned and left. The older it is, the higher the amount of people were in that building at various times, the higher something happened, meaning the higher a spirit or energy is going to get left behind. There's people out there that there's spirits out there that are there because they didn't want to go. There's spirits out there that are just echoes, stuck reliving their death over and over, and basically a replay. And then there's what are they? Those that don't know they're dead. You ever heard of that? Guys doing something, and something tragic happens in a matter of seconds. Person died, died instantly. They're gone. They didn't know they died. So, yeah. They don't know what's going on. They don't know they're dead. They can become a spirit and haunt the area. Or they don't have to haunt the area. They could go to what they know is their home and try living their lives as best they can and can't understand why the world they can't interact with the world like they should. But this guy sits here and tearing the show apart. I'll admit I haven't watched anything recently. But they try to use legitimate stuff to collect evidence. And if it shows, there's something, this is happening and this is picking it up, and the more often it picks stuff up, the more often they're going to use it. Like the Kinects, the mapping for Kinects for the Xbox, where it shows the stick figures. If nobody's in an area and all of a sudden it shows a stick figure in that area, something's obviously there. Because it's designed to pick up, I want to say, some kind of form being there, energy, solid, whatever. And this guy, he obviously doesn't understand any of the stuff they do. They don't want to be frauds. They go against everything fraudulent because they've worked so hard to get reputation, because they want to prove that there is such thing as ghosts. I mean, if they were so wanting just fame, fortune, and that, why would they go to great lengths to call people out? They've gone to places where nothing happens. And they say, as far as we know, this place ain't haunted. You may be right, but nothing happened while we were here, so we're leaving it as is. It could be the things attached to you. Blah, blah, blah. But they're honest about it. And this guy obviously doesn't get that. They've caught so much stuff that can't be explained. It's ridiculous. I mean, they caught a picture in one place. Somebody had taken a picture of this patient. Dude had gigantism, and dude was like, 8 feet tall, and was wearing braces and stuff, and died in this place. Somebody had took a picture and caught his ghost. Big ghost. And I was like, yeah, people that worked there before it was closed down, like, yeah, that's him. I remember. He looks just like that. Ghost Adventures, they take a picture. I think it's the same location, same guy, but different positioning and that, different date and that, and they're like, here he is. But I digress. I might do another rant or topic about it. I'm still debating, but yeah. I think I'll discuss some more paranormal down the road, see how that goes. But anyhow, this has been Larry's Topics. Stay safe, stay well, God bless, take care, like and subscribe if you want. Leave a comment below if you want, share if you want. Thank you and bye.